Hey guys, so excuse me. So I wanted to make a video in regards to my current formula experiences because when my husband and I were dealing with having to decide which kind of formula route to go, it wasn't really that easy. We were tired and busy with the baby, and essentially the information that was provided to us from our lactation consultant, the nurses, people, people in the medical field, essentially we were just told all formulas are the same. They're all FDA regulated. It's very strict. So there shouldn't be anything that we should be concerned of aside from what we're willing to pay for, what our baby would prefer, and what we really preferred to serve, either the ready to feed or the powder. So with that information, we still did go with the Similac. My husband was he really was just more worried that if we did a different brand or a cheaper item, the quality might not be as good. So what happened, he was even a lot concerned from the ready to feed to powder. We received a free sample from Similac, which I used for my baby, and I noticed that he was doing fine with it. So I told him what happened, and I said, we could save a little bit of money. It's the same thing if we just switch to the powder Similac. We have used Enfamil Similac, the Up and Up brand. This is the Target brand. And now we are also using the Parents' Choice, which is the Walmart. The difference in these two, I think, are $2 plus tax. I know that this is a little bit cheaper and not a big difference. However, when you compare these two versus Enfamil and the Similac with, I think, 33 ounces, that is, I think, over $30. So you are saving a lot. I would say at least $10. Yeah, maybe closer to 15 than 10 when you buy this big 35 ounces versus the 33 from Enfamil and Similac. The Enfamil and the Similac, they were not our choices. That was what was introduced at the hospital and provided from the hospital. I still breastfeed, however, I still need to supplement for my baby's needs. There are a lot of people out there, especially moms, that are just wanting to breastfeed, and sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you planned. I planned to breastfeed 100%, breast milk 100%. We were not thinking of doing any kind of formula supplementation. We were not thinking of any of that. It was just breastfeeding. We didn't even think about ever using a breast pump. However, I needed to. What we were thinking of with regards to the breast pump was where we're going to get it. If I needed to use it, then I was going to use it. But it wasn't going to be how I really had to use it, which I was using it several times in a day. I was using it 6 to 8 times a day, sometimes more. And sometimes I was doing between 20 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes. It was really stressful on my body, and when you are stressing in any shape or form, your breast milk the supply does go down. So you have to put that in your head. So I was being counterproductive in regards to that. I decided one day I'm just not going to pump anymore. I cleaned everything. I put them all in the box. I put them away, and my baby is actually fuller from me now. I actually get more breast milk using a Haka versus the electric breast pump. I had the 2 electric breast pump, not 2 machines, 2 pumps on my breast. at the same time. So anyway, going back to the formulas, what I have noticed switching from one brand to the next is my baby might delay the doing a number 2. Other than that, no diarrhea, no difference in wet or dirty diapers, no difference in behavior, no difference in being full, no difference in growth, no difference in health. We also decided to use the Similac first in powder as well as ready to feed, because after we ran out of the formula that was given us from the hospital, it was really pretty much a coin toss, and we decided to use the Similac powder for a few months. And you know, if I knew all of this then, what I know now, I would have immediately just bought the Parent's Choice, and I'll tell you why. I have used Up and Up for a few months. I just recently switched to Parent's Choice. I used maybe almost 1 container, so that is, I think, about a week. What I've noticed is the Parent's Choice looks so much like breast milk. The color, it has that yellow sheen to it, like it's a little bit shiny. If you've never seen breast milk that is very fatty, that has a fat plug that is cream instead of milk, that you have to shake so hard that, and sometimes it won't even come out of the container because the fat is just so thick, it's sticking on the walls of your container. That's what this looks like. I have seen a lot of videos, clips, pictures of other moms that have shown their progress and have shown that they have produced really thick milk, which is what you really want to do essentially, because the thicker the milk you have, it doesn't matter if you produce a low amount of milk, because your baby is still going to be really full. And it's actually going to have more nutrients, and your baby's going to gain more weight, more vitamins, more minerals, all that stuff. And your baby's not going to get hungry as fast. So I was really shocked that out of every single brand, because the Walmart brand is the cheapest out of every single one, the Walmart one looked the most like breast milk. My baby reacts completely the same to it. There is no time in which when I switched from a different brand to another brand that he was complaining, not eating, spitting it out, none of that. To me, I just feel like we wasted so much money on the Similac because we were using the ready to feed for months. My husband was just so adamant in buying that, and those are not cheap at all. Those are the most expensive ones. I mean, but he was just so adamant about that. If we knew then what we know now, I would have just gone with this. The differences in the nutrients section, there is an FDA requirement on the side, and Parent's Choice as well as Up and Up do hit the mark and even more. The only difference really is the water. The Similac and Enfamil is a little bit higher, not a lot, but they do hit the mark for FDA. Linoleic acid, that is more with the Similac and the Enfamil. Also, the Parent's Choice is a little bit higher versus the Up and Up. Other than that, everything else is the same. Identical, everything. So if you are worried about eye development, brain development, muscle development, mental development, organ development, all that stuff, we went with the doctor, and our pediatrician is wonderful, and she has never indicated, oh, you have to go with this brand. Never indicated that, because when you go to a different brands, they have something like this, oh, the Advantage kind. Every single brand will have the Advantage. There would be a similar to like or there would be similar to every single brand would have something similar. Then if this is not called the same with Enfamil or Gerber or whatever brand you're choosing, when you look in the ingredients and the nutritional side, it would be identical to something different in that brand. So if Similac goes with Advantage and Up and Up and Parents Choice goes with Advantage, they're going to be comparing this to the Similac Advantage. There are different kinds of terms for, like for Enfamil, there's gentlies. There would be something different like this, and you would just look on the side and you could just say, oh, I want something similar to gentlies. You also have to really look at the ingredients, because the gentlies has corn syrup in there. It's water and then corn syrup. So your baby is essentially just getting a lot of corn syrup, which is sugar and fat, versus real nutrients. And so just be aware of that. You also have to read here, not just read here in the front that shows, oh, that's Enfamil. Everybody knows Enfamil, because Enfamil and Similac are just, it depends on your area, but all these name brands, they deliver, kid you not, truckloads on, I think, on a monthly, if not bi-weekly, depending on how the size of your hospital, all the time. And of course the hospital is just going to take it. However, our hospital actually, we were informed by our lactation consultant that they actually cut the supply, I think, more than half, because the way they explained it was really mentally challenging for the moms, the new moms, because they're struggling to breastfeed. And in the beginning, when you're not really having a lot of breast milk yet, because it takes a while to kick in, and your baby doesn't really need a lot, you're already thinking your baby needs like a liter in a day. You know what I mean? But they really don't. And she said their policy before, because there were so many free formulas from the companies, to give room to their hospital, they would give them like a huge box full of formula. They're trying to not do that. They're only providing that to people that would, when they ask you questions when you're delivering, they would ask you when you're in there and it's not so chaotic and you can still focus. They're gonna ask you if you're gonna plan to breastfeed or just straight formula. So if you do want a straight formula, which is not a problem, if that's what you decide to do, that's your prerogative. They will note that down, and so they will already be ready and have all the formula that you need while you're there, and feed that to your baby. Second, they're probably going to give you some samples too. With us, because I said I'm just going to breastfeed, I'm not going to give formula, and I indicated do not feed my baby. I'm the only one that can feed my baby. You have to tell them that if you're not planning on formula feeding or letting anybody else feed your baby, because nurses don't think the way you do. The way they think is the baby is their patient and they want to make sure the baby is healthy. They're not thinking, oh, I don't want to give my baby formula because of all the reasons that I have. They're not thinking like that, which is really heartbreaking on some people when you don't tell them that. And you really can't blame them, because they follow what you tell them. And if you don't tell them all these things, they're just going to go right away, because they're not concerned about your feelings. They're concerned about the safety and the health of your baby. So don't take that into like, don't assume that they're trying to hurt you. Don't assume that they're there like being in a vindictive way. They're there because they want your baby to flourish and be healthy. Now, as I was saying, if you do choose the formula, I think they just grab they grab the brand that they have and they just give that to the baby. You can, I never did, but you can ask them, oh, what brands do you have? And you can do your research online, which brand you prefer, if they have it or not, because there are certain kinds of formula, not every single one, but there are certain kinds, like not the Advantage of obviously, that it would have corn syrup a lot. It would have what was it I read with the Gentleys? It had corn syrup. It had all sorts of weird things in there that you really don't need it. Or what I would, I mean, to me, I mean, even an adult person wouldn't need it. So why would a newborn need it, you know? So do your own research and ask them what they have. And if you're fine with just, you know, feeding your baby a certain type of formula that they already have, which is already free, or I think your insurance is going to be billed for that, then that's your choice. Just make sure, I wanted to do this to make everybody aware that there is not a really big difference. We tried 4 different kinds. Well, actually, no, that's not correct, because I also use the Similac silver color. I don't remember the name, but it was silver in the front. It's not blue, and it has a silver top. And my baby was fine with that too. If you're an expecting mom, you can actually reach out to baby brands or baby companies, and the Similac was actually the best. They gave me a 3 small sample size formula in powder, and that was really helpful to try out different kinds. Gerber gave us coupons. They never gave formula. Enfamil gave us coupons. They never gave formula. And sometimes these coupons are specific to the type of formula. It might not be the formula that you want. So you have to read the fine print. Pampers only gave me 1 diaper and a teeny tiny pack, like a 10 sheet or 5 sheet of baby wipes. When I read the baby wipe ingredients, I was just flabbergasted, and I just didn't use it. I threw it out actually, and I thought, you know what, because your baby wipes are slightly hazardous for me, I just threw the diaper out. So we never really used Pampers. It was soft. It was a similar, I would say it was a similar compound of Huggies and every other diaper out there. So, I mean, that would be a different topic because I would be here forever. But I have tried different kinds of diapers as well, and I would like to talk about that in a different video. So, which one would I recommend out of the 4? I would recommend this one the best. Not only is it the most economical, but this one looks the most like breast milk. Oh my god. Hands down. Again, my baby has no growth issues, has no developmental issues. He's very healthy. He's actually already walking pretty quickly in his walker. He sits up by himself. He eats solids fine. He's able to recognize his name a lot. And he's not even 9 months yet. So don't worry about any of that. You just have to, the developmental stages of everything and getting your babies hitting the milestones is making sure they are growing correctly. They're not incredibly underweight. So that's what you really have to work on. It has nothing to do with the brand of formula. If you have any questions, guys, any suggestions, you want to chit chat, feel free to do that down below. Everything that I'm going to be talking about, everything that I mentioned will be down below in the comments, in the description box. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you hit the like button, the subscribe button, as well as the bell, so you'll be notified every time I do have a new video uploaded. There should be links over here in regards to a few of my other videos, and I hope you do watch those as well. Thank you. Bye.